Good afternoon, and welcome to the final piece on this year's Performance Forum. We're all well aware of Prokofiev's Peter and the Wolf, of course, which introduces audience to the various instruments of the orchestra. For example, the strings represent Peter, the horns represent the wolf, the trombones represent, well, actually, they got nothing. Since he neglected to fully introduce and showcase the trombone, we here at Skinny Lips and the Sound Malfunction commissioned a new work based on the story of the Three Little Pigs. So here it is. It's called Pup and Swine. Those damn pigs aren't so innocent after all. What you've just heard is called a trombone quartet. Our trombone quartet is made of these clowns beside me. Well, let's introduce our characters, shall we? First, we have our hero, Happy the puppy. Woof, sounds more like a moose in heat. Next, we have our villains, the Three Little Pigs. The first pig is Nico. The second pig is Mick. And the last pig is Richard. Now keep all these characters in mind as we begin our thrilling tale. The Three Little Pigs, Richard, Nico, and Mick, are slurping down soup with Jacob the farmer. With every spoonful, each little piggy hopes he will be selected as the farmer's next truffle hog. A truffle hog is a pig that finds expensive mushrooms deep underground. Well, all was fine and dandy at the dinner table until the farmer asked the dreaded question. A question that the Three Little Pigs had successfully avoided for many, many years. How did the Big Bad Wolf become the Big Bad Wolf? Silence quickly flooded the room until Nico and Mick broke down and began to spill the pork and beans. Their story, or rather their confession, began on Jacob's farm many years ago. Before he was the Big Bad Wolf, he was known as Happy the puppy. This particular day, our furry friend was cheerfully trotting around the farm with a new job, the farm's first truffle dog. Happy had only drooled at the chance to work on the farm, but not anymore. Traditionally, the truffle business was a hog's world. The pigs used their oinkers to find these expensive mushrooms, which were the main crop of Jacob's farm. Happy's exuberant personality and love for fetching red balls brought him unwavering affection amongst the other farm animals, except in the pig pen. Swirling in the mud and chomping on yesterday's trash, the little piggies moaned about Happy's new job. Nico squealed, I swear, I didn't steal a single truffle on my trail run, I promise. Liar, I saw you do it. A big one, too. You really put a hell of a dent in the piggy bank, oinked Mick. Little did the pigs know, Jacob the farmer really hated the pigs' gluttonous appetite for truffles and decided to use dogs instead. Just because pigs eat slop on a daily basis doesn't diminish their love for the finer things in life. Shut your traps, you pork bellies, growled Richard with a mouthful of muck. Our reputation is tarnished. Now we're about as respectable as Debbie Smith. However, I have a plan to reverse this unfortunate event and restore us to our rightful place at the top of the truffle heap. No animal that licks its own backside is going to pull a fast one on us. Meet me at midnight behind the doghouse. Well, midnight came, and Happy was deep asleep in his puppy sanctuary. Nothing could wake this dog, not even what happened next. With the power of 3 snouts, Richard, Nico, and Mick uprooted the doghouse, carried their nemesis to the river, and tossed Happy away like yesterday's jam. That farm never did hear from or see Happy again, and natural selection returned glory back to the pigs. Many dog years later, Big Bertha, better known as Mama, told her 3 miserable piglets that they needed to do something with their lives besides rolling around in the mud. Despite the pigs' countless attempts to become the farmer's truffle sniffer, their snouts couldn't locate a single truffle. Well, what do we do? Asked Nico. I don't know, said Mick. This bickering went on for some time until... Silence! Let me think, you fools, sneered Richard. Thinking, Richard's least favorite task, was soon abandoned as a waste of time. But fortunately for him, he received a tweet. Slate the turkey vulture swooped down to the pig pen to report his findings. This week's discoveries brought the ugly buzzard much delight. Guess what? Said the saggy-faced bird to the swine. I have the remedy to all your problems. The pigs looked increasingly interested. You remember Happy the puppy? Well, he's not a puppy anymore, but rather a top dog in the forest. He's built a big brick house and made a farm of his very own. The 3 pigs were shocked by this news. But Richard mustered up just enough brain power to come up with a plan. A devious plan, with an outcome very similar to his life-altering mission to save their bacon. After the pigs' first treacherous plot many years ago, Happy's doghouse had crashed miles away from the truffle farm. Happy knew he could never return to Jacob's farm, so he built his own farm with a wheat field, an apple orchard, and a brick house of his very own. His new paw-crafted life was something Happy panted for restlessly. One night, Happy returned to his house after a hard day's work, and with a big yawn and a little circling around in one spot, he plopped in bed and took a nap. In the windows, snouts appeared, fogging up the glass. "He's asleep," whispered the pigs. Without hesitation, the three little pigs raided the farm. The trees were hacked, the wheat chopped down, and the doghouse deconstructed brick by brick. The pigs scuttled away from the crime scene with their loot. Upon their return to the farm, the pigs spared no time and began to build 3 houses of their very own. One of hay, one of sticks, and one of brick. As the sun rose from over the horizon, Happy awoke, shocked to see his farm in ruins, and he quickly spotted the little piggy hoofprints sprinkled around the farm. He howled with anger. A strange and new scent filled Happy's nostrils. It was revenge. Fury surged through Happy's veins as he rampaged through the forest, searching for the villains responsible for ruining his life not once, but twice. Tearing through trees, Happy no longer resembled a dog, but rather a ravenous wolf. Happy arrived at the first house made of straw, and Nico was quite surprised to hear, "Bang, bang, bang! Open up that door!" Happy roared. When Nico refused, Happy huffed, and he puffed, and he blew the house down. Scared for his little life, Nico ran for Mick's house. With a crazed look in his eye, Happy sniffed out his next destination. Happy arrived at Mick's house made of sticks, and he huffed, and he puffed, and he blew that house down. Nico and Mick scurried from the second scene of destruction to Richard's house. Happy ravenously followed. Foaming at the mouth, Happy arrived at Richard's brick house, but this time his mighty breath was no match for the fortress. Instead, Happy climbed down the chimney craving pork chops. Meanwhile, inside the house, Richard was cooking a stew over the fire, and he trapped the furry beast in the pot. 3 piggies squealed with delight. It was at this point in the story that Jacob the farmer interrupted the pigs. "Whoa, whoa, whoa! You cooked my dog?" he yelled. "What the hell? You pigs are monsters!" The farmer jumped up from his chair and ran from the house with tears streaming down his face. With a heavy heart, Jacob sat in the street and wished he could see his puppy one last time. All of a sudden, Jacob saw a large animal rustling in the bushes. Wiping away his emotions for a better look, Jacob realized it was Happy. A large and gruff dog in comparison to the puppy Jacob had once known, the dog approached the man. The familiar strangers looked into each other's eyes and vowed to never again ditch a home dog in need. Since Jacob's first question took up 15 minutes of our time, he was hesitant to ask another. However, the farmer proceeded to ask his dog how he had escaped culinary doom in Hell's Kitchen. Happy's stoic answer was, "This old dog learned a new trick." With the ever-growing popularity of bacon and Jacob's disgust for swine, the farmer transformed his truffle farm into a pig farm. But let the 3 little pigs enjoy their soup today, because they'll be tomorrow's bacon.